Progress in civilization is never about banning what people eat, but rather about the government not having the right to interfere with individual life. To use a crude expression, you can control anything but one's fart. The individual eats, drinks, shits, spills, and sleeps in ways that the government has no right to dictate or legislate against. The greatest threat to a democratic society is the majority dictating the life of the minority. On January 9, 2024, the National Assembly of Korea passed a bill, the Special Act on Prohibition of Breeding, Slaughtering, and Distribution of Dogs for Food Purposes, which prohibits the breeding, processing, and sale of dogs for food purposes in the future. This makes South Korea the 9th country or region in the world to enact legislation banning the raising, slaughtering, and personal consumption of dog meat for food purposes. 8 countries or regions with legislation banning dog meat as of today include Argentina, Hong Kong, Macau, Colombia, Taiwan, Mexico, Shenzhen, and Zhuhai, China. South Korea has legislated a total ban on the consumption of dog meat after 2027. 8 countries or regions with legislation banning the slaughter and sale of dog meat, but not personal consumption as of today. Australia, Austria, Brazil, Chile, France, Germany, Mali, Philippines, Switzerland. Self-consumption slaughter is legal. United Kingdom, United States, except for Native Americans who perform religious ceremonies. The fact that the government does not directly legislate to make it unlawful for individuals to consume dog meat shows that legislators still have some basic awareness of the law. That is, the law has boundaries. The rights of individuals cannot be decided by the legislators who represent the majority. The greatest danger of democracy is that the majority always tries to restrict or directly undermine the rights of the minority. When we realize that the law has boundaries, we naturally think about what the principles of law is. Here we must understand that the Constitution, the supreme law of the land, is not the principles of law. The Constitution is precisely the first law under the principles of law. The principles of law are usually derived from a religion, for example, Judaism, Christianity's 10 Commandments, and Sharia law. Ancestral practices. A typical case in point is the foundation of the Chinese statehood of the Song dynasty. It is characterized by the philosophy of governance developed through the rule of successive kings and ministers. A spontaneous order. It is an order that is gradually formed through the self-organization, evolution, and development of human society. At its core are the common values that are formed within a culture through self-evolution and development. Spontaneous order is established through non-collective schemes and behavioral games of self-interested individuals. Examples of spontaneous order or self-organizing systems include the evolution of life, the development of language, and a free market economy. In a sense, religion and ancestral practices can be categorized as spontaneous order, which are written legal principles formed by summarizing the existing spontaneous order. However, it is important to note that once a written legal principle is formed, further evolution and self-development are often lost. What we said at the beginning of this article, that you can control anything but one's fart, is the consensus that has been formed by the evolution of human society. That is, the common universal value of the government should never interfere with private life. It is therefore a spontaneous order, and is the principles of law. The fact that most European and American countries do not eat dog meat is a self-evolving cultural practice. The fact that some societies have developed the behavior of eating dog meat is also a cultural custom formed through self-evolution. This is a self-restraint under cultural custom, not a surrender of private rights to the government so that the government has the right to restrict private rights. Countries or regions where dog meat is currently eaten include Vietnam, Laos, Thailand, Tahiti, parts of China, Mexico, Indonesia, Nigeria, Germany, Denmark, Switzerland, and, until now, the state of Hawaii in the United States. Some people still eat dog meat. In 2013, the Swiss animal protection organization SOS Chasse begged Switzerland to ban people from eating dog meat, and a Swiss politician responded,
Presently, we can't do anything because the law does not forbid people from eating their dog or cat. We can't even turn in those who engage in this practice.
Civilization is the freedom of each individual to advocate his or her own ideas, through which a social consensus is forged, rather than relying on the power of the crowd to prevent the behavior of those whose ideas differ from their own. Follow me and subscribe to my channel. If you think this is worth exploring, please share it too. Let's think, argue, and explore ideas, and the formation and internal logic of ideas together.